It is the middle of October. There is no reason why it should be over 100 outside. But anyways, hi. Welcome back to the stream. I said I was gonna do each of these. I said I was gonna do these on Wednesdays from now on, so I'm keeping that trend alive for as long as I can. And other than actually, I'll get on to the actual drawing session before I continue on with any stories. First of all, what we're actually drawing today is not going to be related to the spider guy as before. This time it's actually going to be this is of fan art of artists that I follow that you should probably too as well. His name is Atastic. At least I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he's responsible for making a bunch of cartoons about this little train knight guy who's trying really hard to get himself a princess. And I'm sure you could learn pretty much all about it if you look at the Pebbles Quest game on Steam, which is basically going to be Henry Stickmin 2, which is why I'm so excited about it. Because Henry Stickmin was not only mine and everybody else's childhood, but also the reason why this channel kind of exploded in the first place. But more so the childhood part, definitely. And I have done a piece of art with this guy's characters before, in the past, once, not too long ago actually. Just need to find it again. I still have the CSP file on here somewhere. I just realized the music is turned off. There we go. It's not as exciting when it's just my voice. I have the CSP file of the other piece that I did. I might have shown this one. I might have actually shown this one during the second stream before, just when I was showcasing things that I've done to the goobers in the Discord call before. Hello. Hello in the chat. Good to see you here. This is a piece of another one of his characters, and also of the main character himself, although he's kind of not the focus of the shot, unfortunately. This time I intend to actually detail him. This was a fun piece to do, and also the creator of the characters acknowledged it as well, which was fun. As for the stories that I wanted to bring up before, most exciting thing that's happening this week is the fact that I'm actually graduating from the school program that I'm attending. So my schedule is hopefully going to be seeing some pretty drastic changes soon. So more time for actually focusing on, more time for resting, first of all, because my schedule beforehand, my current schedule, has been absolutely packed. But resting, relaxing, and then seeing what I could do about YouTube. Because all this is at the very least a start. And also, sketch layer is pretty much done. I could get straight to the actual fun part now. Oh, this layer is literally nothing, so I'll save that for colors later on. I wonder if I could pull this off in a single day, or if I should complete most of this, complete the lighting and then the coloring, and then maybe call it there, and then just party for the rest of tomorrow, because that's what we're going to be doing in class anyway. Mostly in class anyway. We still got our final to do. Wonder if those goobers are gonna show up again. That's just gonna be my unofficial name for them now. rather my official name for them now, because why not? It's funny. Every single friggin' time with Mozilla and Firefox not updating the chat on screen. Good note to self in the future would be to not skip actually drawing your hands in the sketch layer, because that will come back to bite you. Might as well bring this up now, but I also hope that me screaming at the top of my lungs didn't blow out the audio at the beginning of the stream, because the audio level did look a bit red there in OBS. Despite me being away from the mic. But oh well. It's future me's problem. What the heck even are hands, and who invented them, and why did they make them so hard to draw? need to remember to use the BRB screen whenever I turn away from the camera like that. Oh, hey Lucas, I haven't seen you in a while. He's graduating from Plague Doctor. Yeah, that's one way to put it, honestly. Also, it's good to see you again. Long time no see. Holy crud, how long has it been, actually? Because I can't remember, last time we, really said anything to when I started getting serious about drawing, which was at the start of the year. So, it's really good to see you, honestly. And think we met in that one Shantae server like a million years ago. Speaking of Shantae as well, I might as well share with you how actually serious I've been getting regarding drawing and stuff. I'll start with the best one first. The best one, and also the most recent one. The first piece that I completed with a full-on display tablet instead of just a pen tablet, which I've been using for the past 2 years, I think. First piece that I did with the display tablet that I got about exactly a month ago now. This looks really fun without any of the lining, I've realized. Even this still looks pretty neat. That's not the only Shantae piece as well. I did this as well. Not of Shantae, of course, but from a character from her games. This was especially fun to do. And then the one before that was this, of actually Shantae again, but not in her regular form. Oh, that's... Okay, I forgot what layering meant here, apparently. And then I know there was at least one more as well. Oh yeah, and then there was this that I did when I was first just starting to get serious. This was in December. I thought this was pretty funny, so I put it. I tried my best to put it into an actual canvas. I had to call for criticism going for more dynamic, but definitely in the future. For the Squidsmith and Shantae specifically. I know exactly what you mean by dynamic poses, and that's something I'd like to do in the future eventually. Maybe sometime... I mean, it could be literally any time. It doesn't have to be next year exclusively. What's the closest thing to a dynamic post I've done, actually? There was this. I did like doing this one. This was a birthday gift for my brother of his Code Vein character. Would this, I guess, count as a dynamic pose? But granted, I did also use a Clip Studio Paint model to complete this one. Still, pretty happy with how this turned out. And the stream for this one was fun as well. And most importantly, the burger is still there. The burger that was demanded by the chat is still there, and also the best piece of the canvas. Really just exaggerate your poses more. I can definitely do that, and I definitely understand. Another example I think would qualify for that would be this one, which I also really like doing. I guess this would actually be the closest thing to dynamic poses. By the way, drawing skeletons is actually really fun, and I should do it again sometime. You don't have to worry about slowing down the stream or anything, because, I mean, audience engagement is quite the opposite of slowing it down, honestly. It's what makes the stream a stream. It's what makes it spicy. But I am down with talking later, if you want. The pain of opening all these up. Holy crud. Just the sheer difference in quality between the beginning of the year versus right now just took me back for a second. Speaking of right now, though, let's get back to that for a bit. There weren't really any rules or expectations or anything, because right now, despite the channel subscriber count, I still consider myself a much smaller channel, honestly. Because the main reason why people have subscribed were the videos that exploded a long time ago. Specifically the Henry Stinkman and the Markiplier ones. But I do appreciate the ones that have stuck around. Alright, I'll see you later, Lucas. Well, it's good to see you again. So nice being only needing to draw the top half of the character instead of just them entirely. Every single friggin' time with Mozilla the Firefox not showing the chat, or not refreshing the chat. Hang on, what I need to do here is don't minimize it, just have it in the background. Just click something on top of the pop-out chat, and then it will refresh normally. Because if you minimize it yourself, then it just pauses it indefinitely. That can't be the entire line art, can it? At least for the ghost lady. I don't even think she has a name yet, according to her creator. At least not that I've seen. Maybe I need to brush up on Atastic lore. Oh, her name was Beatrice. Right, now I remember. Hope I'm not messing that up. I gotta play this game again. Oh yeah, now I remember why I wanted to draw this character, or these characters in the first place, and that's because it's spooky month. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's October, and it should not be 100 degrees outside, and yet it is. This honestly might be a much shorter stream than usual. It's the benefit of drawing relatively simple but also very distinguishable characters. Now I wonder, should I share this right away, or should I share this until Halloween comes out? Until Halloween Day. Also, I just realized I'm missing a pretty important detail about Pebbles here. There we go. That was a lot more recognizable. Alright, and with that, I think we're ready for coloring already, despite only being half an hour in. His hand is barely even distinguishable, but I'm gonna do what I can about it. Was gonna say I'm just gonna leave it alone, but pure already. Knack Fred. Oops. Now, the most tricky thing about this, though, is going to be the shading, most definitely. Because I've got some pretty detailed shading ideas that I want to try out. And it starts with making the background mostly just black. Now I can't even see the torch. There we go. Alright, now for the fun part. The dreaded shading layer. It's been quiet for a while, but hi. Welcome in, and thanks for stopping by. It's been relatively quiet, except for when Lucas dropped by. It was good to see him again. Relatively quiet, especially since those goobers from before seem to be offline today. You'll probably know them when you see them, if you see them. Hi. Welcome in. Good to see you. This is Clip Studio Paint that I'm using. It's been relatively quiet for the past 10 minutes or so. But it's good to have just a stream every once in a while where you're just chilling. You're just going with the motions. This is Clip Studio Paint on a Q1 Canvas 13-inch that I actually got pretty recently at the start of last month. And I'm very, very happy with it so far. Very excited to take it new places. The last drawing tablet I had before this one was just a simple pen tablet that I got for about 60 bucks. This is good. We'll do this. I like to use an Autodesk sketchbook. I can't say that's something I'm familiar with. Even though the computer version has less stuff than the phone. That seems a bit backwards in my opinion, but you make do with what you got. That's not something I'm familiar with though. I usually just carry a regular, actual physical sketchbook around. And granted, that doesn't get used as much as the actual drawing tablet does. Because you can't undo mistakes as easily in a physical sketchbook. You can't assign an undo button to your literal pen. Although technically that's what the eraser on the other end is for, but you know, if you've used a drawing tablet with buttons on the pen, then you'd know what I mean. Oh, Autodesk is a drawing software. Okay. Now I understand. The only one I've ever used is Clip Studio Paint, GIMP, and MS Paint. But then again, everyone has used MS Paint at least one point in their lives. These characters are not mine. These are from an artist. This is actually fan art that I'm drawing from someone named Atastic. and he makes a bunch of funny cartoons with this little knight character. And you should definitely check him out. I'm actually gonna... let's see if I can put the reference that I'm using here. Or maybe I could just straight up... crud. There goes the on-screen chat again, not showing up when it needs to. At least it's refreshed now. Okay, I hope posting a link in the chat won't make anything explode, but this is a link to the characters that I'm drawing, and it also goes to the channel of the original creator. I'm drawing these two because not only do I like the artist, but it's also spooky month. So, you know, makes sense. Highly recommend checking it out at any given point. I also definitely recommend looking into the game that he's developing, which is going to be like it's going to be an interactive game like Henry Stickmin is, which is a game that I definitely like, and also a game that is the reason why this channel has so many subscribers, I think. That and also Markiplier. That everything is said and done. There we go. Like I originally intended. This man is absolutely quaking in his boots, and also everywhere else. It's turning out really good. Thank you. Sometimes when drawing, you win some, you lose some. Drawing is like gambling sometimes. No need for casinos or lottery tickets or anything, just get a drawing pad or a sketchbook, and then you'll be the happiest man in the world. Drawing is really relaxing, at least sometimes, definitely. But even when you are struggling with something, it's really nice doing what you love. Absolutely. And even still, whatever you're doing with when you're just scribbling away, at the very least, it's more experience for later. And it's also just fun, bottom line. And the more you realize that, the more just overall content you'll be with picking up a pencil and just going at it. Have I tried animation before? Not yet, but that's definitely in the cards someday. I did have one animation idea floating in my head a while ago regarding just the simple animation of a character, an original character of mine, just floating through space while listening to soundtrack from the game we just listened to, actually. Just listening to FTL soundtrack. No, hello. And welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I love how I'm looking at all you're doing. I'd never even think of. I'm guessing that has to do with the fact that either just the complete 180 this channel has taken in terms of what's on it, or just the fact that I zoomed out the canvas and now you see what the piece actually is. As in certain detail. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. 100%. But then again, this is someone else's characters and not mine. And honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with how this is turned out now. So much so that I think this is actually ready for submission, for completion, if you will. In a record time, too. Only an hour and 16 minutes. An hour and 16 minutes since the actual stream has started, though. The sketch layer took, I think, maybe around 45 minutes or so. Well, kind of hard to see now, since the background is completely black. But maybe I can upload the time-lapse for this as a short. Like I should do with some of the other ones, like I did with, like the piece I did for Art Stream number 2. This one would definitely pop up as a speed paint short. That's very reassuring that you think so. Thank you. In fact, first thing once the stream is done, which I think is actually going to be pretty soon, I'm going to be wrapping this up here. First thing after the stream is done, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, as well as the other one, because they're kind of overdue at this point. Or at least the other one's overdue. In fact, why don't we watch the speed paint now, since this is pretty much just done. Once it's ready, of course, and once I figure out how to get this into OBS. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to do the whole complete display capture just to see this. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Actually, that's fine. You just put it over here. It's gonna completely cover up the screen though, for the time being. Oh yeah, I did use a Clip Studio Paint reference just for a little bit. This one was definitely surprisingly one of the simpler ones, mainly because this is Clip Studio Paint Pro. I did get it a while ago when it was on sale, and I have not regretted it, because it's been great so far. This was definitely one of the more simpler pieces to do, mainly because I was only drawing half of a character instead of the whole thing. Back to reality. And once again, Mozilla, or Firefox, is not updating the on-screen chat. Okay, time-lapse has been exported. Now for the single layer as a JPEG. Then to crop it out and submit it later. There is a way to make time lapses longer. I just choose to make all of them 30 seconds long. Actually, I'm curious. Let's see. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and then the entire length, which goes up to about a minute and a half. At least for this piece. I have made a time lapse that goes on to about 4 minutes before. What did you just click on? The best thing you misclicked on. Oh hey, it's Duo. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. And also, sorry to hear about your Discord account as well. Because from the looks of it, it got yeeted. Yeeted as in by a freaking hacker man. For those tuning in, by the way, this is fan art of a person's characters who makes animations of this little night guy. And it's also not my first time. Actually, technically, this is my first time drawing him completely. I have drawn a piece for this artist before, but the main character was not exactly the focus of the shot. I don't think your account was terminated, it's just that it was taken over by a bot. Because you sent me a message and it was the whole fake, I accidentally reported you for something, give this person your personal details and all that. That whole thing. I mean, hey, at least you're getting inspiration for what to draw. And if you need even more inspiration, then you might as well check out the artists who made these characters. I did post a link to the video that this is based off of before, but here it is again, just for... Okay, wait, does that actually go to that? I don't think it does. It does not. Whoops. That's not the... That is the completely wrong link. There we go. That should be the right one. But as for inspiration on what to draw, what have you drawn in the past? And what would you like to draw more of? Oh, actually, yeah, hang on. That's a good time to actually show you what I see. What I see in Discord, at least. And here we go. I could just do that. This was the last thing you sent. So it's safe to say that your account got bamboozled. It got schmeckledorfed. Usually draw dynamic poses and figures. Okay, that's that's completely out of my league, because as I was mentioning with Lucas earlier in the chat, dynamic poses is something that I'd like to do eventually, but haven't gotten around to yet. But honestly, you bringing it up is definitely an inspiration for me to look into it more sooner rather than later. Because at the moment I've only done relatively just simple poses. Simple poses like a character just standing or sitting down, or... That's really about it, actually. Probably the most dynamic it's gotten... Hang on, let me get rid of this. Probably the most dynamic it's gotten before would have to be with this piece here. This was from art stream number 2. I got up to the coloring layer, the lighting and coloring layer for this. And then I kind of finished it on my own. Thankfully just in time for my brother's birthday, who this was a gift for. Pretty happy with how this turned out, but I don't know if this would actually count as a dynamic pose. This is fun to do sometimes. And also, most importantly, the burger is still there, that the chat demanded. Your shading is beyond my league. Oh, well, thank you. And to me, this is dynamic enough. Alright. Probably the second most dynamic pose I've done in the past would have to be this piece all the way back from... Wow, all the way back in February. I thought I did this in April. This was a lot earlier than I remember. This was a lot of fun, mainly because I found out that drawing skeletons is actually really fun. And if you were to practice dynamic poses and like make them with skeletons, turn them into stick figures and then turn them into skeletons, like actual bony skeletons, like these guys, and then add actual flesh or whatever. Whatever works the best for you. This is also fan art for an artist that I follow, and not my own characters. Something with my own characters, and it would have to be... this is a good example. It would have to be something like this right here, which I made in, I believe it was February. Sorry, not February, July. Yeah, July. Actually, wait, July is when I started this one, and August is when I finished it. Never actually tried drawing straight up skeletons. Definitely recommend it. Great framework for other drawings, and also just fun in general. Was fun to create the whole "they unblurred the photo, the rattling boys" meme in my sketchbook a while ago. But let's see, these are original characters. What else do we have here exactly that I can showcase before I call the stream here? Or who knows, maybe this will go to just 2 hours again, like usual. I will share this. This is technically forgot that was there. Forgot that the alien hominid FBI was there because the chat demanded it that day. But this is a template for a possible VTuber avatar upgrade that I want to try to get eventually. I don't know if I'll make this on my own, or if I'll have just someone commission it for me, or if I'll commission someone else for me. Wish I could show you some of my work, but it's not possible to do on a stream chat. I mean, you could probably share a Discord name or something like that if you want, though. If you want to put yourself in a public space like that, that's entirely up to you. That's kind of thing. Duolingo. Duolingo owl. That is how do I explain this? Should I even explain this? Nah, I'll save that for another day. That's a story for another day, as the storyteller would say. May he rest in peace. You wouldn't be able to do that unless you got a server I can join. My own personal server? Not yet. I haven't considered making one. Maybe we could save the Discord idea for later. Once I see how far this direction the channel is going, just how far it goes. Ghost would probably get drawn by the no artists. That's honestly a good name for them, for those kind of artists, and I'm sure that they have before. Alright, but as for the overall crud, hang on. Need to find out how to make a better on-screen chat that actually updates. Because as it stands, or wait, or just move the chat to another window. There we go, now it's updating. We got 3.5k subs now, that is good, that is very good, actually. You should definitely keep going. And congrats. Alright, but as for the actual stream as a whole, I think this is a good place to call it now that the actual illustration is done. And I'm happy with how it turned out, and I'm sure that the actual artist that this is for will like it as well. Ah, crap, that's the only thing about having the chat that big. And there we go. Don't make money your focus yet. Do not. Just keep doing YouTube as a hobby, as a thing for fun. That's how I started, and that's how you probably should start as well. Because if you keep trying to go for money, then you're probably going to end up desperate and frustrated, which is not going to leave you in a good place. That's just my advice, though. Other people might tell you something different. I want to start YouTube, but got no way to record my traditional art. Well, your phone camera on a simple clamp would be the easiest start to that. And then probably a good quality microphone if you want to speak over it. Either way, for recording just about anything, you might want to get OBS on your computer. It's just a generally good thing to have, and that's what I'm using right now. I've said about 3 times before, I said I was going to be calling the stream pretty soon because I'm happy with how the piece turned out. So, actually, hang on, let's see. Is this working? No, it's not really working unless I add the chat to the screen. Probably also turn transparency off or on. There we go. Then I also got the little gremlin me in the corner. That's just gonna stay there, just because. want to have the chat actually on the screen here. Okay, window capture. Firefox, there we go. It's a little crude, but it works. So let's just be here for a bit as we close the stream down. If we could find anything else to talk about at all. Actually, I know what I could talk about. I could talk about getting my freaking sweater on, because I'm freezing up in this. That wasn't the right one. There we go. Back to normal. Back to reality. No longer freezing. I should probably also get the music playing up in here too. There's now 2 of me. Hang on. That's the entire Spotify window. Alright, how did I do this again? Not that. There we go. That's how you do it. Watch the movie magic unfold before your very eyes. Oops. There we go. I've got an idea for how to share my art. I put a few of my arts on a computer post. I could link to that if you're okay with that. Uh-oh. Oh, they're back. Oh, the goobers are back. At least one of them. Hi, Ebony. Good to see you again. You're a little bit, we're quite deep into the stream right now, and I was just thinking about wrapping it up pretty soon, though. But in case you're curious what we got up to earlier today. I seem to be missing. Oh, there we go. This is a piece, finished piece now for an artist that I've been following for some time now, who makes little funny animations of this little night guy here. Trying to make the gremlin sit on your head. That's actually a really good idea. We'll do that here first. There we go. There he is. Doesn't really work as well with the chat in the way, but tell you what. Oh, whoops. Tell you what. He's just gonna be down here, watching us. Hi, Ebony, once again. I guess we are going to 2 hours like we did before. Just because we keep having more to say, even though I've got plans for later today and tomorrow. Actually, that was a good time to mention, because we got people here to listen. Tomorrow is actually the last day of school for me, for my school program. So my schedule is going to be a lot more free starting next week. So with graduation should hopefully come a lot more time to do things with the YouTube channel. Regarding streams and actually editing full-on videos like I'd like to get back to. There we go. Now it's a chat room. I can't make this guy stick to the top of my head because it's not. I'm not using a fancy VTuber program or anything. I'm just using a free one. So this guy's just gonna stay right there in the corner. Alright, perfect. Oh, wait. There we go. Now it's perfect. Alright, but at the end of this day, I'm happy with how this turned out, and I'm happy for everyone who tuned in. I have a Dell Latitude. I'm guessing that's a type of laptop from Dell, the computer company. I would not know anything about it. I have an Acer Nitro 5. That's lasted for about, I think, 4 years now. With upgraded RAM and an extra SSD and replaced fans that I actually replaced pretty recently. And it has not let me down since. But if nothing else, then everyone's parents always has the good computer. But if everything's been said and done, I think it's finally time to whip out the ending soon screen, which I should definitely upgrade sometime in the future. Oh, okay. You're using a monster laptop with a busted screen on a not busted monitor, just like I'm doing right now. That's the way to do it. But other than that, thank you everyone for tuning in, and best of luck to everyone in their art endeavors. And Ebony, tell your goobers in your Discord server that I said hi. And if nothing else, I will see everybody next time. Have a very good one. Goodbye.